Sharma. A distinguished professional with over 18 years of illustration experience in the field of HR, human resource. Mr. Ankit Sharma brings a wealth of expertise and insight garnered from his tenure with renowned organizations such as Jindal Stainless Limited, Flex Limited, Uniparts India Limited, and currently the Population Foundation of India. Throughout his career, Mr. Ankit Sharma has demonstrated exceptional leadership in various HR domains, including talent acquisition, talent management, learning and development, and HR policies and processes. His commitment to fostering talent and driving organizational excellence has left an indelible mark on every company has been associated with. As the head of the HR division at the Population Foundation of India, Mr. Ankit leads with a vision and purpose, shaping strategies that align with the organization's mission of social development. Additionally, his role as a professor of practice at Jaipur School of Business underscores his dedication to bridging the gap between the academia and industry, preparing the next generation of professionals for success in the corporate world. Mr. Ankit Sharma is not only a seasoned practitioner but also a passionate educator and mentor. His engagements with students across various campuses, delivering insightful sessions on topics such as campus to corporate transitions, interviewing skills, and coaching and mentoring, have inspired and empowered countless individuals to pursue excellence in their careers. With a master's in business administration, specialization in human resource from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and a Bachelor in Arts from Delhi University, Mr. Ankit Sharma brings a solid academic foundation to complement his vast professional experience. In today's event, us with knowledge that transcends boundaries and empower us to excel in our representative members. People join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Ankit Sharma. Now I would request Dr. Chetna ma'am to extend a green welcome to our respected guests. Now I would like to request our guests, Mr. Ankit Sharma, to kindly address the gathering.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't need a call mic. If everybody can hear it, is that okay? Everybody, for attending a session after that, also after lunchtime, commendable to all of you, I would say. First of all, I'd like to thank the university to have me. It's really a pleasure to connect with you on certain topics, which is important, you may feel, which I feel, but a lot of other people may not feel this topic is important. Okay? And before that, I'd like to thank also Dr. Vikasna. Me and sir goes almost to 2003, where he was my mentor, he was my guide when I was completing my MBA from the university. Since he's not there, but I would like to express my gratitude, my sincere thanks to him to take me as one of the speaker for you and discuss with you, have a chit chat with you on this particular. It's really thank him for that particular. Right. How are you?
Good, sir.
Good. I thought. How many of you thought that it was better to do it at online? This session could have been online. How many of you thought would have preferred? I have raised my hand. Yeah. No, feel free for my session. Because I am not here to do any kind of an advocacy as to whether the remote work is good or a hybrid work good or a full-time office is good. Nothing of that sort. It's only for you to decide whichever is good and whichever is better for you. However, my role to be at this point of time is take you through some of the facts and figures, take you through some of the experiences which we have learned over 2 years, which becomes a very, very formidable for you once you move out of the in university to an organization. Some of these facts or some of the eye opener, especially if somebody is there into the HR, is beneficial to all of you. Correct? So that's my role. So when sir called me up yesterday and he said, Ankit, plan to come today, I had a bright smile on my face. And the first thing I said was, sir, you mean to say remote, right? And sir said, no. Then my smile actually dimmed down. And he said, what happened? I said, sir, I thought it was a remote. He said, no, you have to be physically there, in presence, and it was. Right? So my first thought was, at this point of time, is everything remote which is planning to be done. While I was coming here, I put up in south of Delhi. We take approximately around 1 hour 15 minutes. When the Google Map showed, I left at 11 o'clock and the Google Map showed I'll be here by 12:50. And I was here by 12:30, 35. And I was a little bit this thing that the session would start also, and I thought, why not get it remote? Now, everything when I'm now denoting it, I'm saying, why not a remote? Did you understand when I'm saying this? I'm never thinking of why not in office or why not in a physical. And that's what the subject looks like. It says a remote work and a hybrid workforce, but I'm still putting a question mark to everybody. Is this remote or hybrid model is the new normal? I mean, that's for you to decide. I don't know. While I was coming from here to there, I thought this was the new normal. That remote working or a hybrid model. But when I am meeting, having a discussion with you right in front right now, I think no, this works to me better for me. So my perception of having a remote work or hybrid workforce, it's keep on changing based on my situations and analysis and influencing. And this is what it is today's life. There is still a confusion. There is still a not clarity as to what do I, what do I want? Do I want a full-fledged remote? That means a remote. That means for when I do my classes, then I have everything remote in terms of online and everything. I give my papers online and everything. Is that the new normal which you feel? That's a big question here. I'll have some humor also into this. You may participate because sir told me and even gentleman told me that we need to be participating in this. Excuse me for my throat because it's not there, not right now. But that remains the essence of the subjects. That's not. I don't. I don't want to take it as an excuse. But also, you also need to ensure that more participate in this. Until unless you don't understand what we are talking about, you will not learn it in the next 3 or 4 years, which is very, very important when you move on to the next level of your career from a university also. While I was hearing my introduction, yes, I am a professor of practice with one of the university in Rajasthan. It's called JEREC University, and it's a Jaipur Business School. I teach them comp and ben. That's compensation and benefit. Okay, I'll start it from there. When I taught them, I was very, very keen to go down to the Jaipur and teach them for 5 hours. So they say, please come down to our office. It's a face-and-face meeting and everything. I was very happy. I said, I would like to propose that. They said, no, you can do it online. I said, no, I want you to come. They said, no, it is not required because students feel that they are very comfortable on the online. I said, okay. So when I started teaching them in comp and ben, and especially can you understand the compensation and benefit, if most of you have gone through that subject, it is not a subject which is like a one-on-one. It's not a subject which can be taught on the computer and all that. When I started this thing, the first few sessions came good. Nobody opened their, whom they connected. I said, let's have a video. None of them opened their video. Suddenly, one guy opened a video. He was having a chowmin. I could make out he was having a chowmin and he was sitting in a canteen. And then I realized, I said, why? I can't hear it. He said, sir, I'm there and I'm having a breakfast. And it was at 9:30 in the morning. So my classes used to go from 9:30 to 11. And suddenly I realized, people started talking. One is at their home with a good, absolutely on a bed. enjoying and everything. What, I have no idea where that person was. I don't know, he was somewhere with somebody. Couple of group students went to the canteen, they were there, that's all. And suddenly I realized, is it a new normal? फिर मैंने अपने दिल को थोड़ा ठहराया, मैंने कहा नहीं, it is not a new normal. Let me again try it across. By the time my semester went on in terms of the teaching and everything, for the 2 months, very few people opened on their this thing, video. When the exams happened, so I was asked to prepare the question paper and all that for the university. So on my subject, which is a corporate subject. When I prepared, when the result came, surprisingly, lot of people, I made it a little tough, but lot of people felt that crossed beyond the expectation in the past. But saying that lot of also people didn't cross that expectation. So there that point came across that is it good to have a blend of the two, or is it good to have only one particular exercise? And I am sure today you will also be feeling the same thing. What is wrong? What is wrong to do a remote? Or what is wrong to do a hybrid model? Is it work? Is it not work? How many of you feel कि घर से classes हो जाए तो अच्छा है? शायद हो भी रही होंगी. I'm not very sure. But how many of you feel that if it's good to have, I can learn everything, but it's good to have classes from the home. I can take it. How many? Very few. नहीं घबराइए मत, पहले कोई वैसे तो उसका कोई होगा नहीं. But why do you feel it? Why do you feel it? Okay. Absolutely. It took me 1.5 hours to come here. And if it would have been a session, I would have been in a t-shirt and I would have done the session, done and dusted. Absolutely. It took me 1.5 hours. I would have been in a t-shirt, today I am in a suit, I had to. I mean, there was no problem. Anybody else? Why? Why work from home? Or rather, why no college? Why do you want to come to college? Anybody? Why do you want to do only not even a remote, not even a hybrid, but you want to be in the college? Why?
For better interaction.
I can have good interaction with you, WhatsApp, everything, technology.
Better experience. For fun.
Sir, to learn in a better way.
When you say a better way, what does it mean?
For better experience.
Okay. I agree. Better experience.
So you have to be formally bound by the norms, terms and conditions a company or an institute have it. Because if you are at home, you are in a comfortable position.
Correct.
So you don't take it seriously.
Okay. Good.
Sir, for environment.
Okay.
Competitive.
How does competitive work? No, you're correct. I am absolutely in favor, but how?
Your colleagues and peers are the competitor of yours.
So you want to shut down them and
No, of
just...
course not.
Okay. Good. It is important whatever you are saying, but you are saying based on your perception, based on your requirement. Look at from a holistic. How many of you are there? Sorry, but I can be a little bit biased also. How many of you must be taking care of HR, part of the HR department? HR department, HR students. Anybody who has started HR? I'm very fond of when there is a guy always in the HR team. When I did, it's just this thing, and I'm sharing with you. When I passed in 2003 from highly male candidate, male student who passed out in HR. The rest was all female. In 2003, my batch, there were 9 people, 8 girls, 1 boy, and I was there. In the university, it was 20 people, 19 girls, 1 boy. I mean, all kudos to you that if you are taking an HR as a candidate, male candidate, it's very difficult, right? Why are we talking so much about it? Can you say why are we talking about this subject? Why you all have, you want to know why we are talking so much about it? It was there before also. Work from home was there before also in 90s, in 2000, in 2010, it is still there. But why are we talking about today the remote?
Because the perception of remote work has been changed in past 2 or 3 years.
Okay, I agree. Why remote or hybrid? Why are we talking so much about it? What is there for you? Why do you want to talk so much about it? Rather concentrate on your studies. Why do you want to do remote or hybrid or what is bothering you? Why are you talking so much about it? I want to hear from you. Why are you talking about so much of what is becoming, why this is becoming so important? from a college, think from an organization perspective, why it is becoming so important.
At times it is also cost effective.
Yes. Okay. Anybody? Just answer, just no answers.
So as we all know, global pandemic, COVID-19 के
Correct.
बाद से ये सब start हुआ है
Correct.
basically.
Yes, COVID has not been blessing to anybody. Rather, it has been a very bad for everybody. Yes, it is that.
So through computer and internet connectivity gets through.
Technological development होगा maybe.
नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आपको ये सब्जेक्ट कितना वो क्यों हो रहा है? वो तो कॉलेज में भी आके करोगे आप. So what is making you to talk about so much of this?
Sir, during situations like pandemic तो उसने help किया है बहुत ज़्यादा.
Correct. So is that the main situation? That's why we are all here and saying कि COVID के चलते बदौलत ही these things have started. Yes or no?
Yes,
sir.
Correct. Yeah. I feel here, Ravi. I feel this is seen as a new revolution in the working or business world. It's an COVID because of the COVID, but lot of IT companies in the 90s and 2000 also had this work from home because the client or the global client was based out of US or any Europe side. Here you need to can't go, so you have to be on the you have to be at home working for them. Correct. So do you think that's one part? Yes or no? Or you feel, look, interesting topic, never seen or happening it before. So let's jump into it. कोई remote बोलेगा, कोई hybrid बोलेगा, let's jump into it. Correct? Does post COVID-19 what you said, ma'am, is absolutely correct. COVID has forced us to think about it. Seen a change in the life. How many have seen a change in the life of their parents, brothers, sisters who are working in an organization? How many of you seen a change? Or is this the same life? What's the change? मैम क्या change हुआ?
Mentality altogether, psychological effects change.
Anything?
I've seen that if somebody is having something in their homes, so the organization is just not removing or terminating that employee. They are also generating so that hybrid they can also work from their home and also from the organization.
So somebody in your home or a known person would have been doing that. There is a change.
Yes,
Instead
sir.
of going to office 9 to 5, now they are sitting at home and working.
Yes, sir. Actually, one of my relative have given birth to a child. So, in starting parenting is also very important.
Correct.
So, she was managing both.
Correct. Anybody else?
So stress level has also been increased during this remote work.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. My boss used to call me during pandemic was to call me at 8:30 in the evening for HR work. And my 8:30 my dinner starts. 8:30 to 9 is always my dinner. So I told him every now and then, sir, आप 8:30 बजे free हो. He said, no, come on the laptop, we'll start the Zoom call पे, let's close it. And it's going to continue till 11:30 also. That's what you're saying. It's a stress factor for me. It was a stress factor. Time to set my priorities. Clear? Do you think it is there? I want my way of working. So my priorities are very, very clear whether I want a remote, hybrid or a full-time working. Does anybody have that kind of a thing? Clarity, priority set. कि भाई मैं तो इतने मुझे कोई जॉब मिलेगी तो वो ऐसे ही होनी चाहिए जो वर्क फ्रॉम होम ही होनी चाहिए. Does anybody agree on this? Or you still vulnerable कि हो ना हो? It does help to take a decision when you are doing it for your career and growth. Please fight. But saying that, do you think it's that easy to as it sounds? Why I'm asking you? Do you think for an organization, or suppose today you say that I want to do my classes online? Do you think is it easy for the management to give you at a one go kal se classes online? Do you think it's so easy to do that? There's nothing to be done? Yes or no?
No.
Correct. Because it is not a one change which happens. To bring a one change, there is n number of factors which play across or back-end activities or the back-end policies which may say before we make this. And as an HR or an HR department, it becomes more and more critical to take everything into consideration because you don't want to lose talent, you don't want to, you lose your people, you want to bring you want to have a excellent processes and procedures. For that, you need to ensure that everything is taken care of. So is it really that easy as it sounds? Yes or no? Correct. So, first thumb rule which we all have learned right now is, yes, it may be good, it may be bad, but at the end of the day, it is not that easy to implement it. As an HR head of any organization, when we do, it is absolutely not an easy task for us. Correct? Are you there with me on this?
Yes, sir.
Please be interactive. खाना खा लिया सबने, तो थोड़ा सा आवाज भी आ जाए. मेरी तो आवाज खराब ही है. Okay, I have one more. Let's vote. Another second time. After getting this thing, let's vote for another time. How many prefer remote work and hybrid work को करा? पूरा हाथ ऊपर होना चाहिए, ambiguity नहीं होनी चाहिए. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of the buddies put out there for the hybrid, for the full remote or hybrid. ऐसे नहीं मैम, या तो ऐसे या पूरा ऐसे. So we have 4. You prefer? How many prefer work from office? Full hand होना चाहिए, नहीं तो नहीं होना. I like to be the first one who prefer work and hybrid model because I want to be known like this. This is what my boss wants to see. I am enjoying my life. जितने भी हाथ खड़ा किए यार, I am fully supportive to you, right? Or do you want us to see like this? घर पे तो यही हो रहा है. All right, it's there. है ना? I'm enjoying my life. I want to have the remote. I want to have the hybrid. So why not do that? No. This works still better. Why not? Of course, remote से सर मैं काम भी कर रहा हूँ. Personal काम भी हो गया, professional काम भी हो गया. Saying that, I'm not saying it's a bad or it's a good or something. It's nothing. It's just a hinder. Or I would like to do this. You start at 9 o'clock and you again go back to sleep. How many of you did that while during the COVID? You start the classes 9 o'clock. I actually caught 3 people when I was giving a comp and pen lecture. वो सो रहा था. मैंने उसे बोला, यार, I am teaching comp and pen, and this guy was actually on his bed. It is accidental. He would have opened his camera.
So most of the time the camera was off. Even I recollect because in case we are asking many questions, they are not ready to answer. They don't even know where we are, what we are talking about. Because
I
just
was sympathy for you. I was doing the same thing. I was saying, what is the difference between a wages and a salary? And I kept on asking for 10 minutes, then nobody answered. And I have no idea where these guys were. I mean, you understand, look at this, you should give sympathy to us also, rather than you all having a sympathy. So, I totally agree on this. So, why not to do like
The
this?
people took full advantage of technical glitch.
Absolutely. And technical glitch, she just said, advancement of technology. This is what the advancement of technology is. People who said, I want to come at office, I think they're the worst boring people out there because they want to look like this. Is it what you want?
Yes.
Yeah?
so not
They
necessarily.
just don't like
I
their
know.
books.
So but at least you get some time here to interact. You have
कैसे बैठे हैं
even
आप?
that
How are you
small short
sitting up?
break,
Okay.
a coffee
Okay,
break, a
definitely
tea
prefer
break.
this.
I think that
Okay.
matters.
Okay, that's good.
Environment.
See, मजबूरी में smiling all the way to glory, and he doesn't have a smile. I mean, sorry, but he looks to be as he doesn't want to be in this style.
But still he's happy.
Smart.
You still find these kind of things. Empty rooms, nobody will be there, or very few people could be there, or that kind of a thing. It's a chaos. When you come down, it's a chaos at the organization. Think like this. Or would you like to miss like this? Yes or no? I didn't get an answer. Yes or no? So everybody who said they were so you always have a pros and cons for everything. When you say that you want to do a remote and a work, you always have a pros and cons, which you have all said. But when you want to do a hybrid or a full working, there are certain pros and cons. When as an organization, when we have to take a call, how much to go about in terms of role, remote or a hybrid, we have to exercise everything on this. We have to look each and every employee. We have to take care of each and even compliance. What will happen if I give you a remote control? Remote access or everything. What is my budget will go across? How will I handle the engagement of an employee? How will I do the attendance part of that person? What is the ROI I will receive from the company or from the people? How will I ensure the key deliverables are there in the organization? This is what is there. 2019 when the COVID started. Everyone had gone through it. It was no mercy for all of us. It was one of the worst pandemic the world could happen. When we were part of the HR, we immediately had to shut down everything. I come from a manufacturing setup where we produce stainless steel, we produce printing and packaging, we do automobile. That's what my background has come from. When we started doing that, we had no idea how does the remote works. Government has said from tomorrow onwards you are not opening the office. And look at the plight which people had got. Labor for us was 5,000 laborers which were there. Suddenly asking them, "Kal se nahi aana." You can understand from where it is happening. A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people went into COVID, and that kind of a thing where we were not assured when they will return. And it was a forceful remote. It was a forceful remote work for us. So what happened was, when we took a decision, we didn't know what to do. So suddenly we created a committee. The committee said, "Okay, let's form a COVID committee. Who will work like this? Who will work like this? Who will work like this?" We all started doing that. A company cannot shut down its manufacturing process because the things has to be produced. When the things started producing, you were sending very few laborers in this thing. Pura COVID protocol. Everybody has gone through COVID protocols, of course. You cannot enter even if you have a 99.9 degree temperature. You were thrown out of it. It was said, "No, you go back home and everything." The family got affected. To that extent, where we have no option but to reduce the salary of the people. And it was not us who did it was actually all the organization because they were facing losses of it. So my salary was totally cut by X percentage. My people below me were through a very low packages. The laborers actually didn't get their salary for next 15 days. We had no idea what it was. So that was more of a compliance perspective that has to be there. But none of us today had this idea how to work this particular aspect that time. Because India was not ready for a remote. We had no idea. My boss calling me at 9 o'clock, where I said my office timing was 9 to 6. He still called me at 9 o'clock because he said कि आप घर पे ही तो बैठे हो, कोई काम थोड़ी ना कर रहे हो, तो आप ऐसा करो, ये भी presentation बनाओ, ये भी data बनाओ, ये कल discuss करेंगे till 11. That is and what happened was my employee productivity. My productivity went to a dip. In this sense, I had no idea how to do that while doing it remote. So when you were there at remote, your parents would have said, "अच्छा ऐसा करो यार, market से ये भी लो, ये भी लो, ये भी लो." और आप पढ़ रहे हो तो बोल रहे कि यार, you are saying I want to study, but your parents are saying, "Oh, this is the issue which has come." For us, 3 people have gone into COVID. You run to the medical and ensure that they are full treated on this. We had no clue how this worked. Not us, anybody. That is why we didn't talk last. The moment COVID had, so we lost a lot of people in our organization. We shunned away a lot of people because we didn't have any production. We have to ask people to come. And what we did was, we asked everybody to go, except HR and admin department. HR and finance department used to come every day. Because you wanted a remote, that's why we all have to work on the back end. How you can be placed on the remote areas? What are the nuances of giving you a work from home, hybrid, or a full-time employee, or a full-time in the office? That's how in my first slide, when I shared, I said it is that new normal, or lot of companies are saying that it is a revolution. आप में से कितने लोग पहले मार्केट से सामान खरीदते थे? Normal market is there, Tilaknagar market, any market, South Delhi market or even Azadpur market. You used to buy everything at home, correct? Correct. You all shifted to an online. How many of you shifted to online?
Mixed.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it is a revolution.
Yeah.
Do you agree? If that is a revolution, that physical working has now been converted into an on-the-job or a remote work. It is a revolution. So I cannot deny as an individual or as an HR head, I cannot deny that it is not coming. I am not seeing it. If I am not seeing it, then I think I am not doing justice to my organization, because my organization will somewhere struggle later on that why I did such kind of a concept. Agreed? Agreed? Can we have your attention, please? Yeah? Yeah? So, when the COVID, it was so funny, when the COVID struck and the COVID things happened, we asked all the employees, बस हो गया COVID, अब तो गवर्नमेंट ने भी बोल दिया, प्लीज वापस आ जाइए. People were not willing to come back. Suddenly they realized, this is such a new thing. Everybody jumped to it. Even the security guard said, "Sir, remote se karunga." So we were talking, how can a security guard can do things from the remote? Because he has to be there in the office. And everybody said, this is becoming a new normal. If it is work for you, yes. If it doesn't work for you, then I am looking for an organization where we are talking about, where they are asking me to work on remote. Please understand, over a period of time, when you move to an organization, your priorities will also work on to this also. Or the first question the HR will ask you, or you will ask an HR, ma'am, आपके organization में, is there a work from home policy? Yes or no? And I will say no. No, ma'am, I need 2 days work from home. Why do you need 2 days? No, ma'am, it's now been a culture, so everybody gets a home day, सबको work from home मिल जाता है. So I also want to spend some time. अरे बाबा, then I said, yeah, then how does the salary? But I need full salary. This is how the situation is now. Just sharing with you some facts or figures. You know, 40% of the, sorry, you may not able to read it. 40% of the companies are now hybrid in combination of remote as well as in office. It's globally. In India, the percentage was on a high. It is recessing because a lot of companies have asked people to come back, and they are making a norm of coming back, which you may or may not like it. Satya Nadella, everybody knows it, Microsoft. He says the pandemic has accelerated the shift to hybrid working, but it was always going to be the next future of work. How many of you agree with him that the pandemic, after pandemic, working model will be fully working for it? I agree. Correct? A lot of people are denying it, so they may not do that. The future of work this is what is happening. The vision of the future of work is to create an environment where work is flexible, diverse, and inclusive, and where workers can thrive and achieve to their full potential. So, you still believe that people can work from hybrid? You still believe people can work hybrid? You still feel people that 40% do feel that they work from home? That is a mixed reaction. That's why the first thing I asked you, how many of you feel that work remote is good, or the other things are good, let's say hybrid model, because there continues to be a hybrid model process. Correct? Some stats for you to know it before you make any decision of taking up whether you want to do a hybrid model or so. Employees who work on a hybrid model are 50% more likely to be more productive and happy. And it is not what I am saying, but I am experiencing it. In my organization, somebody asked that, out of 5 days, I will only come 3 days and I will do 2 days I work from home. Actually, when we do their KRAs or appraisals, we find they are much more productive than a lot of people. It is my way of looking at the thing. The organization may feel that they might be enjoying at home or they might be have something, but when it comes to the actual numbers of how much they have achieved, we find they are much more productive and they are very, very happy. When the term happy doesn't mean that they are smiling. The term happy means that they are very content and they are able to do a work-life balance between their professional career as well as personal career. 90% of the employees report flexible working hours would improve their quality of life. How many of you felt that when you were doing it, you felt that the quality of my life has also improved? I totally agree. Nobody felt quality of life has increased better or because of what? Yes or no?
I believe health issues are more.
Okay, I agree. Anybody else? How many of you felt the quality of life? Simple सा बात है. Quality of life कैसे improve? क्यों improve हुआ?
पर्सनल टाइम ज़्यादा मिलता है,
Time spent work.
प्रोफेशनल से पर्सनल टाइम ज़्यादा मिलता है।
बिल्कुल मिलता है. I totally agree. Who said that? Mental health is one of the first thing which is after COVID every organization is talking about. जिस कंपनी में मेंटल वेलबींग की बातें नहीं होती है उसको पिछली कंपनी माना जाता है in today's scenario. And when I go for an interview, my office timing are 9:15 to 5:50. Strict. 5:16 पे तो मेरा बैग रेडी होता है. And I leave my office at 5:16. And if I stay till 5:30, there is a call and even HR gets a call कि सर आप गए नहीं अभी तक बंद करना है. To that extent also, we are very, very comfortable in that. Still, people come and say, you are asking us to come at 9:15, make it 10:30. I said, why? I said, give me flexible hours. हमारे केस में 8 घंटे complete करने हैं. So for me, my working hours are 8 hours. So if I come starts at 9:15, my finish is at 5:30. He said, give me a flexible of 2 hours. I will come at 11:15 or 11. I will leave by 6 or 7, whatever that 8 hours gets completed. I asked them, why do you want a flexible? They say my mental well-being or my priorities at families, something of that sort, which we totally respect. They said we'll be happy to look at that first. And I had no option. So I said, no, sorry, that flexibility is not there. They say, why don't you make it as a HR policy? Why don't you discuss with the management also? But I said, no, we cannot do that. We have made it, but we feel that it is not there. In any sense, starting at 9:15, 5:15 तक आपका खत्म है. But they still feel that providing flexible hours will benefit them. And this is what they call a part of workforce management. This is what not I am saying. This is my workforce which today are saying that they have to do that. You also have 35% of organization hire remote exclusively. This is primarily the IT sector which does that. Corporates that offer remote work have 45% lower employee turnover than the organization. In certain scenario, you have the reverse of it. 45% people leave the organization because nobody knows them over there, who have never seen them. The managers have never seen them. They only are IT people who work on the projects or some kind of a work, and it is the highest. And 75 for the this for a part of the US. But what I am trying to say is, before we make a call, while we are talking also, always do a diagnostic study. Always try to find out what has been the analysis over a period of time with respect to the remote working or hybrid working. You may find it very, very today very happy to look at it and say कि घर से काम करना है. Absolutely, you'll have the best part of your life. But is that what you wanted it? Then it's a different thing. Because when you move in an organization, they will ask you. You have to give me an answer for it. So if you are asking me flexible, I will deep dive into it. आपको flexible क्यों चाहिए? You'll say I have this thing. What is your family size? What does your parents do? Why do you want this kind of a thing? If you are not able to justify me, why should I give you that kind of thing? There has to be justification. So that's what I'm saying. For you, it looks to be very, very easy to ask for this thing. When HR department does it, when we do it or we plan something, it is cannot be done at a one, chadi ghumai or ho gaya. You have to look at all the aspects. Because if today I give him a work from home, tomorrow you are asking me for work from home, but I am not giving it to you. It is creating a discrimination, it is creating a disparity among the employees. So my people will start leaving. उसको आपने दिया, उसको आपने वो किया, तो work from home किया. There have been instances where in my organization, in my previous organization, people have taken advantage of work from home. And I can give you an example. It is a very funny example, but you may consider it. I asked him, he said, there is somebody in my family who is not well, I want to work from home. What will you assume? उसका बच्चे बीमार होगा, parents बीमार होंगे, खुद बीमार होगा. We said sorry यार, we told him. He said my dog is not well, and I want to work from home. And I am not exaggerating. It is my organization where somebody has applied for it and written that my dog is not well. And he said I want to do a work from home. I made sure that he is there in the office. Can you imagine? किसान आंदोलन तो शुरू भी नहीं हुआ अभी. I come from Greater Noida, and Greater Noida में I can see a barricades. So due to the किसान आंदोलन, I will not be able to come and everything from WFH, work from, or you don't take care of us. किसान आंदोलन has not even started. You come. When I sent him the guidelines of the Delhi police, then in another person was there with you. Are you willing to do that kind of thing? And these are the excuses which going to happen. You will also make it. आज ये हो गया. Asking and somebody asking us, I am not well. I want to do work from home. So we say, please take your health. One leave is deducted as part of your sick leave. So the question of work from home doesn't come. If you are sick, if you are not well, so you should take. What is the first point? You take care of your health, and for that you need to take a leave, and leave will be deducted. And instead they are willing to do a work from home. That's the mentality shift which has come across post-COVID, and you all have to agree whether we like it or not. This is the new normal, which is a lot of companies where the employees still have not come back. Let it be back. There won't be possible. Screen is that's okay. You can hear it. Returning to the office occasionally. There are still people who have not returned back. In my previous organization, I still get a call. वो पता चला अभी तक आए नहीं है office. वो COVID ही चल रहा है उनका तब से. They are still not there in the office. They are still in their boat. Employee burnout and turnover. This is one of the ways employee get quickly burnout because they don't know how to work in the report. Let's accept that we don't know. We are working towards that process of knowing what will happen in the report, how to work in the report. So that is one important. Burnout बहुत जल्दी होता है, turnover बहुत जल्दी होता है. So today you are paying me 10,000. How many of you heard of moonlighting? That concept? Everybody? ठीक है? You're working morning for some organization and the secondary you're working for a lot of things have happened there also. So मैंने आपको बोला आपने आने से मना कर दिया because you were doing that moonlighting. And then you said, sir, thank you so much. I resigned. So my turnover started very high. During my pandemic time, all labor went to UP because they were hired from UP. They went to the villages and everything. We were struggling with having this one to ask them to work on their machines. Attrition suddenly became from 10% to 45% without anything. And when we asked them to come back, they were not willing because उनको वहीं पे ही काम होता. So this is my critical issue for HR professionals to consider with the remote. So what do I do? I mean, if you have to ask me, so you have a question, you may say, then what do you do? I say, then I have no option but to create some strategies for my everything. How do you create a strategy? The best way of my strategy is to do a diagnostic study or a dipstick study. Diagnostic study is nothing but anticipating, taking consideration what has happened in the past. On that basis, I create a strategy. I'm sure if you're busy, if you can see it, I do a current organization scenario. I check with the issues faced by the employee of the organization. If you are a people, if I have to create this strategy of remote and hybrid, my first thing is to do a sample study. I'll call people from every vertical, every department, including staff, including students. I'll do a sort of a diagnostic. पूछूंगा कि भाई किसका क्या issue है. Some may say कि I would like to go back home. Somebody says I'm not able to do that. Something or the other. I have to check my current organization or a college this day. Then I'll conduct survey. It's a part of it. Diagnostic study will automatically consist of that. Then I'll see how the flexible working overview will happen. If it is a hybrid, do I ask people to come on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or a 2-day, or a 3-day, 4-day? If 3 days, why? If 2 days, why? Does the salary works on to that part, or does the should I give them less number of leaves? These are some of the answers which normally tend to ask them. And then we address how their goals should be divided. We work on to their flexible work policy like flex time, fully remote, hybrid, then engagement, how we will do that. We'll have a virtual coffee, we do that for that matter. We did it in COVID time. We used to have a coffee break, we used to have an online award ceremony, best employer, best employee, get a good performance. You may get a good performance, but it will be very short-lived. I hope I answered. Anybody else? Anything or anything?
So as you said, flexible working hours.
If you have attention please, I think
Students, please behave.
So as you said, flexible working hours might be, should not be there. But ऐसा क्यों sir होना चाहिए? It's according to the convenience of that employee.
हाँ मैंने तो कभी भी नहीं कहा आप लीजिए पूरा.
नहीं but
No, you come at 9 o'clock, you come at 9 o'clock, you leave at 12 o'clock. Is that what we are? So I tell you what, every organization works on a policy and process. There is a policy. No, I totally agree with you also. Oh, sorry, you were completing. If you want to complete, I will. Continue, बताइए.
नहीं,
The motive is asking, whatever she was asked, the motive is, will it enhance the motivation level of employees?
It does.
In case if the flexible working hours are being given.
बिल्कुल देता है motivation. I totally agree with you. कल ही की बात है. Somebody wanted to leave at 4 o'clock.
The productivity will be more, the production will be more.
Absolutely. I totally agree. This is the mentality which is going across. I am saying I've been a very rigid when I tell my people to come at 9:15 and go at 5:15 only. They are saying I finish my work, I'm 4 o'clock I finish my work. What will I do 45 minutes or 1 hour? I said no, you continue to sit till because 8 hours completing work. This shows my mentality. But he's saying my productivity has already been increased with that. So the lot of organization doesn't even ask for timings. But they say 9 to 6. 9 to 6 में 5 hours आप करके चले जाओ. Your reporting manager should be comfortable. And they go. It's a motivation factor. Productivity improves. Anybody? Any more question? Yeah, next weekend. Any more question? Anything? Good. So thank you so much. Thank you. When I can understand when we were also that side, we also used to do that. But it's important. The only thought I'll leave it to you. Whenever your career is being considered for, you always consider more than one. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
thank you sir for enlightening us and having such an interactive session. I would like to invite Chetna ma'am to present her momentum to Mr. Ankit sir.